I mean, a couple things, and I may ask for some facts here real quick, but every year for the last 20 years, contract renewals have happened at the same time period. It's just let me finish. But let me finish. So the timing of that is intentional. One, so that teachers can go find a job, because in the summer is not the time to look for a job. So the timing is intentional, and it's been that way for quite a while, right? Sonia, Nanette, I mean, and so that's happened. So when we look at that, so HR is sitting right there. Raise your hand. And so that's why I was asking for verification on that. So every year that's happened, I mean, literally forever. And so it's getting more press this year because of the way it was executed. Okay? What's that? The way, what's not? Yeah, the way it was executed. I don't disagree with that. I agree with that. And so the timing of that and the way it was executed was done poorly. I think we would all agree with that. What's that? This hold on. This goes into some detail that we can't get into, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to answer the question. I'm going to say it this way. The intention of what was supposed to happen and how it was executed was two different things. We're going to fix the process. So I can't speak to. I'll talk high level, and then I'll hand it over to Derek or to Nanette to talk to. But I'll tell you this. So we've been in these conversations. So there should be, right, a review process that starts day one with teachers. And as they go through the year, they get feedback on how they're doing, right? And then let's say month one, they say, hey, corrective action number one is to do X. Corporate America, right? Does sound familiar? Okay, so 60 days later, so they come back in. Did you do X? Well, no, it didn't. Okay, well, you got to do X because that's what we talked about 30 days ago, right? 90 days in.
Is X achievable?
Yeah, assuming X is achievable.
Are you sure?
Well, we're talking about a process, not specifics right now. Okay? So someone asked about the process, but the process should be ongoing feedback, right? So that it shouldn't be a surprise. So the process that Derek and I'm guessing Nanette will, one of you can talk about this, probably Derek, is that process that when we get to the end of the year and someone's contract's either renewed or not renewed, it should never be a surprise. And to me, that's the overall guiding principle. It shouldn't be a surprise that you're not getting renewed based on the performance reviews you've had throughout the year. Can we all agree to that? That's the intention of the process. It was not executed well this year. We can agree to that.
I have field notes for every classroom, at least 4 times in every classroom, for every class on the MBCA campus, period. So, first and foremost, I've been in at least every classroom 4 times minimum. But beyond that, I operate...
We have students here?
I agree.
But,
We have students in here, please.
Thank you. Sorry, I just wanted the students not to be part of the discussion.
so, but beyond that, I operate with a team of people that I have been in their classrooms as well as my teams have been in their classrooms. So I have my teams operating with me to help guide and coach my teachers. No, not just Mr. West, no. like Dr. Ellen Black, like Dr. Pugh, myself, yes. I have teams of people that I have come and engaged professional development and otherwise with our teachers, certainly so, yes. Ellen Black. Okay. I would encourage you to look her up. Her father started ACSI, the people that accredited our school. I mean, the point is, certainly so. All of that said, to answer your point, the process is, the most loving thing that I can do at this moment now is if teachers that were on professional improvement plans have not showed appropriate growth through that, and again, I have my teams who have said, hey, they're not showing appropriate growth in there, and I come back and validate like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm not seeing appropriate growth in these particular areas. You're absolutely right. I agree with that. So if I've been able to see that, the best thing that I can do is say, hey, this is not reasonable as. No, excuse me. No, Miss Starnes, right here, our early education director. Our early education director is over our early education department, period. She is the expert. She is the expert in kindergarten. Anybody? Anybody actually had their children under her care? Yeah. Okay. This is the young lady who is the expert in this area. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
She is the one who has guided these conversations and who I support and who has led this conversation since December on this campus. The entire early education department has been under Ms. Starnes' care since December, period. I have taken her lead and said I agree with her assessments, and I have been in every single class under her care, period. The 4 people that are not coming back are directly under her care, and I agree with her assessments. My point is very simple. This is not passing the buck whatsoever. This is a team. This is called transformational leadership. This is called transformational leadership. This is called enabling others to act so that we as a team thrive together. A head of school empowers principals to fulfill a very specific job description. Team members to be able to fulfill very specific job descriptions. This is my opportunity to be able to support my team members in a very specific way. I supported my team members very specifically and strategically in the classrooms and otherwise. This is not passing the buck whatsoever. This is me coming alongside team members saying, I agree with that assessment 100%. This is agreement, this is alignment and clarity. This is not anything other than an exceptional way to be able to run a world-class school, period.
Chime in real quick. You said that you thought that was a cowardice statement, and I want to address that. No, he didn't. I want to say that. No. Right. I totally agree with what you just said, right? But we have a manager of departments as well, right? Are you going to go do your department manager's job? No, you're going to let them do their job? If you are you going to let department managers do their job? Yes, okay. And so the point was, because the critique, let me just stress this, the critique was that Derek doesn't know the classrooms. Right, and so he was answering the question of who does, right? He has team members that are evaluating people at different locations, whether it's middle school, high school, and elementary school. He was trying to illustrate the point, it's not just his eyes on the situation. And so he wasn't punting, he was telling you the facts that there's other people that have their eyes on this besides him. And that was the illustration. It wasn't a coward statement. I won't let you say that to him. It wasn't, okay? Do we agree on that?
No.
Well, I mean, I can tell you the facts.
Next question is the black dress. We're gonna go in order, guys. Sorry.
Just get the line. Start looking over
My name is Brad McLean. I'm a student on both campuses. Regarding Mr. West, I understand the passion is because the parents haven't been able to hear from Mr. West specifically in an open forum. And Full disclosure, I called him just to say, I'm praying for you and your family and support you and appreciate what you've done at the school. And it didn't go beyond that. So you mentioned earlier that last year, he would have been let go last year. Is that a correct statement? Okay, it was on the table. So it was a potentiality that he would have been let go last year. So did the board make him aware of that and set out a plan in which he needed?
The board doesn't do that.
Okay.
Head of school at the time.
So when the head of school was hired, so did Mr. West have any idea that last year potentially he was going to be let go?
I know the head of school then gave it feedback.
Can you use a microphone? We can hear you.
So all I know is the head of school gave him feedback last year. We don't get into the performance reviews directly.
And this year, was he given specific areas like teachers were given in order to improve it? Okay, so I just want to make sure the process was fair. You did your due diligence, and he had those opportunities, and so this, because as it came to us, it came as a complete surprise. All of a sudden, Mr. West is gone. I understand in leadership, there's always more to the story, but there needs to be more to the story where he had ample opportunity to know and to improve and to make the changes that were being demanded of him to make.